What's up, guys? I got company here. They're very interested in what's going on across the street with the neighbor doing his yard work. But hopefully that'll distract them enough so I can get some shit done. So this happened to me yesterday. A One of Darrel's newer designs. It's relatively newer. This is called the AOD, which stands for Absence of Doubt. And I got to hand it to him on this. This is one of my favorite designs of his so far. I'll get into why later, but first off, it came with the typical zippered storage pouch. Came with some cool goodies, which is a DDR lanyard with bead, a DDR, see, kind of a microfiber polishing cloth, kind of in the style of Chris Reeves, and then we got some warranty information and general instructions. So, there's my product ID card. So, this is an AOD custom, left-handed, made in July 2017. Battle-worn finish, buoy blade. Yeah. So, I commissioned this order when I saw that he was coming out with this model, and I just knew I needed to have one. This time I needed a left-handed knife for my, I started carrying, since I've been carrying fixed blades as a primary, I started backing it up with a tactical type folder in my left rear pocket, also known as the Copenhagen pocket. And then carrying a traditional slip joint for gentleman work. Stuff not to offend and get the cops called on you. So I told him I wanted a lefty for that reason. And because I was going to doctor it in some way, shape, or form, not using that dreaded word, but causing a opening from the withdrawal of the pocket. Yeah. I already had plans for this. So I told him, you might as well just make it left and right. Let me play with my options. So he also included a secondary pocket clip, which is here, and also drilled and milled for a pocket clip placement. And then the battle ward finish is this acid wash that you see on the periphery of the handles and on the blade and on the clip. Okay, so let's get into the knife. The weight on this thing, this is a substantial knife. Weighs 8.16, okay, so roughly 8.2 ounces. Closed length, including the puño here, this integrated striking surface and lanyard attachment. Closed length is 5 3/8. Open length is 9 and almost a half. 9 and about that. I'll count here past a half. Okay, so length from the bolster or tip of scale is 4 inches. Sharpened length is 3 7/8. Thickness on the blade is 3/16, as well as the frame. Frame is titanium, blade is a CPM S35VN. So I did a couple mods to this. One of them was I ground down this exaggerated flipper because I needed something that produced very low drag on the pull from the pocket. So this actually had serrations and it came out a good deal more. So I ground and slightly satined that up to give it less drag, but still retaining the use of it as a guard and a flipper. Second thing I did to this was I flattened the top, the spine. You can see I drew a line here with a carbide scratch, but I didn't need to go that far. But I flattened it, and then I dropped a 1/8 inch hole dead into the spine with a straight flute carbide bit, and dropped an 1/8 inch stainless pin. Friction fit, I peened the one end of the pen just to flange it a little bit and then drove it in, and then ground it at a little hook. Also rounded the spine. It's nice and crowned, smooth. Then the other thing is I took a little bit of material off of the tip of this pocket clip because it was pretty stiff. So I wanted something that would be speedy on draw from pocket, so I removed a little material and also satined the inside. Then I disassembled the knife completely and added more flex to this lock bar, pushed it over a good deal. And then I carbidized both locking surfaces. This does have a stainless steel hardened lock bar insert, but I wanted to give it some longevity. And I've been aggressively flipping and manipulating this knife. And I actually scribed a mark right there. And the lock bar hasn't traveled at all. Okay, so now let's get to the pocket opening. So, move my first aid kit aside. This goes in the back pocket like so. And, yeah. Okay, so I consider this a fighting folder. And now that I'm a dedicated fixed blade trainer in the bladed fighting arts, a fighting folder is kind of like a non sequitur, but if there was any, I would call this one a fighting folder. This recurve has just got enough curvature to be still maintained with a leather strap, yet be aggressive into pulling the front into soft tissue. The grip with this jimping on the spine and this guard is very sure, especially with the lock bar recess right there. Makes for a great edge out reverse grip. My trigger finger index is the lock bar recess. The lock bar, when it's as it's been sprung for extra tension, this thing has This thing has zero blade play in any direction. The bearings are very smooth. Detent is just on point. I believe it's a ceramic detent ball. Yeah, I mean, just the sound of that, it's like a fucking bank vault. I mean, you can hear those stop pins interfacing with the path milled into the inside of the handles. Yeah. But yeah, this is definitely a fighting folder. Hey, hats off to the guys of the DDR crew for bringing this design into reality. I'm very happy with it. The machining is so on point that after 2 disassemblies and reassemblies, the blade has not changed any in its what's it called, centering. It's perfectly centered like the day I got it, and that's a good indicator right there of tolerances. Feels comfortable in a suck and a pickle. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm going to be passing this around at my PTK SMF class and letting everybody take a look at it. I doubt they'll be too excited when they see the price tag, but whatever. Yeah, I like this one. So there it is. If you want a badass, fucking built like a tank fighting folder, this would be, and you are in the market to spend that kind of money, this would be the one. Now, keep in mind that base level for this model, I believe, is 1100. But still, buy quality and only cry once. Alright, as always, stay armed, stay alert, stay alive. Hua. God bless. Later. Oh yeah, here's a comparison next to my weekend tactical back pocket folder. Alright, there it is, guys. Via con huevos and hasta la vagina. Later.